Ladies and gentlemen, it was a strange week for Call of Duty. And if you don't know what I mean by that, Season 1.5 or Season 1 Reloaded, whatever you want to call it, came out this week for Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, Zombies, everything like that. And with it, they were bringing a bunch of different things. Ranked play was coming, Champions Quest was being added in, and when it actually came out, well, a lot of it, one, didn't come out or was just completely broken. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I've just taken some clips from around the community and put them together to show you what I mean. Whether you were just walking around.
And on TikTok, I did post about this weird line in the ground, and now it's quite dramatic. Oh my god, that's so much worse.
Whether you won the gulag.
Yo!
I don't see these guys like where they
Wait, what?
yet.
What the bro?
Or whether you picked up a loadout.
What the fuck?
It was completely and utterly broken. Now, needless to say, this made the community pretty mad. This big update comes out, everyone wants to play, and the game is basically completely broken. And not just to mention that, the ranked version of multiplayer was supposed to come out with Season 1.5, and it didn't come out right at the beginning either. They put out an announcement saying that they wanted to make sure it was working perfectly before it came out. So people were also very mad about that. So I have a pretty different opinion than most people are going to have on this situation. And that is what I wanted to talk about in this video. Essentially, what I'm saying is this needs to be said about Modern Warfare 3. But before I say it, let me tell you about today's video sponsor. So I don't know about you, but whenever I'm doing something, whether just some housework or I'm working out, I always like to either be listening to some music or a podcast. And of course, when I'm listening to it, I want it to sound good. Well, that is why today's video is sponsored by Raycon and their everyday earbuds. Now, Raycon is essentially on a mission to make it so that you can get really high quality earbuds that just don't break the bank. You can essentially pay half the price for these earbuds than their other competitors, and these ones are even better quality. As you can see, they're sleek and compact. I'm wearing them right now. And some of my favorite things about these earbuds are these ones never fall out of my ears. Other earbuds that I've used that I've paid more money for fall out of my ear constantly. On top of that, these ones sound way better than those ones that I spent more money on. And on top of that, with these earbuds, they have an 8-hour charge time. So if you're going out to work for the day, these are going to last you pretty much your entire workday. Personally, I have used these for years. And because of that, I was excited when they wanted to partner with the channel again. So if you want to get some really high quality earbuds that are not going to break the bank, check out that first link down in the description or go to buyraycon.com/ink and you can get yourself 15% off your order when you use code INK at checkout. So get yourself some amazing headphones, and thank you Raycon for sponsoring the video. So to me, there are two different parts to this. First of all, the part where the game was completely and utterly broken, like to the point where it was not even playable. You couldn't get into a game of Warzone without some sort of bug happening. All of those things that we saw were happening every single game. If you picked up a loadout, you would break your game. You could not play Warzone as intended. And to me, that's ridiculous. You can't have a game out that people are paying for in-game items where you simply cannot play the game whatsoever. That is a very big problem. Editor's note, I forgot to mention this, but also like half the people playing the game simply just couldn't get into Warzone. They'd be constantly fetching profile, and if you didn't join someone's game who was already in it, you just couldn't get into a game. So literally completely unplayable for half the players, broken for everyone else. However, let me put an idea in your head just really quickly. People are mad about this, right? People are mad that the update came out and then it was broken. Let's say it was broken for 24 hours. It came out at noon and it was broken till noon the next day. That's not what happened. It was more like, I think like 16 hours or something like that, but doesn't matter. Let's say it was broken for a day. People couldn't play for a day. They were mad. People were upset. They were angry at the game. They were angry at the developers. If every single time an update came out like this, a season 1.5 or let's say season 2, if every single time an update came out for the game, if they took the servers down for 12 hours, you literally could not play the game, but when they went back live, everything worked as intended. Is that better or is that worse? In my opinion, less people would be mad, because I think a big portion of this is just people being mad at the game and coming up with a reason to be angry for it. And I also think it's a lot of it is just people, everyone pulls up a dump truck, everyone hops in and dumps all over the game. I think that's a part of it too. Don't get me wrong. I think it's ridiculous how broken this actually was, But if they took the servers completely offline, tested it privately, and then put it live and everything worked perfectly, I think a lot less people would have been mad, but at the same time, a lot less people would have been able to play the game. So really, what one is worse? I don't know the answer to this. I really don't know. Well, Raven actually had a response to this. The next day, they put out this statement. So they said, we wanted to address the issue that players encountered during the Season 1 Reloaded launch period. We have been laying the groundwork for the return of some fan favorite features in upcoming season, which has required a degree of preemptive setup in our live environment. Yesterday's update shipped with some of that work, and we unfortunately encountered a conflict between live player data and our servers. Our teams were made immediately aware of the issues and began investigating shortly after the update went live. We rallied studio teams from around the world to get these issues resolved as swiftly as possible. We, as devs, love this game and apologize for the disruption that resulted from these events. Please know that we hold ourselves to a high standard and yesterday's issues did not align with that. With that said, we are also very excited for what's ahead and look forward to bringing the best we can to Warzone. Honestly, this is the best thing they could have done. Like, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. They owned up to their mistakes. They explained why it happened. And then they said, we have fixed it. And we are looking forward to the things that caused this being brought into the game and it being that much better. Honestly, kudos to Raven for saying this. However, as I talked about earlier this week, I think in the back of everyone's head, they are still wanting more transparency, specifically with skill-based matchmaking. They still haven't addressed that whatsoever. That's not Raven's issue. That's an Activision thing. But still, I think in the back of everyone's head, they're like, okay, this transparency is nice. Can we not see more of this? And then there's the other issue that happened this week revolving around ranked play. And the specific thing to do with this, ranked play was supposed to come out with the launch of season 1.5. It essentially didn't come out till like a day later. Honestly, to me, not a big deal. I would have preferred if they told us exactly when it was coming out, when they delayed it. It just kind of got dropped out of nowhere, like with 3 hours notice. But honestly, is it really that big of a deal? Now, if Warzone was broken for a week, Warzone was broken for even a couple days, I think everyone could be pretty mad. Like if this is your game that you play every day and you're looking forward to it coming out with a big update and then it's completely broken and you can't play it. Number one, let's be honest, it's kind of funny. Number two, it's annoying because you want to play the game and you can't. But number three, if they're that transparent and they fix it that quickly, is this not a good thing? Am I crazy to say that this is them working hard on the game? Now, I know I'm probably getting told that I've sold out, and literally just earlier this week, I dumped all over the game. So I don't know what you want from me. I'm just being honest over here. There's one other thing that I want to say, and it's a question to you guys. I was streaming the other day. If you ever want to check out my stream, it's linked down in the description. We were talking about the updates. This was before season 1.5 came out. And we were talking about the updates, talking about what was new being added. And I asked the question, with Modern Warfare 3, they are essentially updating the game weekly, which is what I asked before it came out. They're adding in new challenges, new camos, new items every single week. And then we're getting our big updates on top of that, the season 1.5. And I asked my chat the question, is there any other game going on right now, whether it be just a full multiplayer game or a live service game, that updates as much as Call of Duty? Like, is there? Like, I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not being facetious or rhetorical. Is there a game that updates as much? What we came up with is Fortnite does just about as much, if not a little bit more than Call of Duty. But other than that, Call of Duty has the most updates. Now, that causes problems. Like, it's the biggest file size out of any game ever somehow. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we're constantly getting content for it. Yet people are complaining more and more. And when things break, people get madder and madder. I think that's just Call of Duty being Call of Duty. Everyone's always mad at Call of Duty. So I don't think we're ever getting away from that. But seriously, I want you guys to answer that question. Is there any games that you guys play or know of that update and add more content, whether you like the content or not, whether they add more content than Call of Duty does? I want some honest opinions on this one. But it's been a weird week, and I felt like all of this needed to be said and put out there. So probably a strange video, not what I normally put out, not nearly as highly edited, but I want your guys' opinion on things. I want to hear what you guys think. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're